All right, this is really, really slippery. This is pure ice. All right, from 35, I'm gonna step on the brakes hard. That was really, really bad. That is not what you want. Now, granted, this is ice. Let's do that again, and I'm gonna step on the brakes softly and see if I can bring it to a controlled stop. We're gonna go down to where it's flat right here. It is a little downhill, but this is more flat. All right, we're gonna slow down to 35. Even just that touch made the car slip. All right, 35 miles an hour, soft on the brakes, controlled stop. ABS is still kicking in. I'm very light on the pedal. ABS just was active that entire time. Yeah, this is not an acceptable ice tire. If you're driving on ice, you're gonna want to look at a different tire. You're gonna want a dedicated winter tire, a dedicated snow and ice tire. Understeer, a lot of understeer. I'm going towards the ditch. I just held the wheel and didn't touch the pedals. Let's turn traction back on, see what that's like. The only other thing I have off is the lane departure. That's what that light is there. Hard on the brakes, the stop sign. ABS is kicking in. Hard on the gas, it's pulling power. Okay, here is a lot of ice. Hard on the gas. It's pulling power. And turn traction back off. We'll go from a stop. ABS. All right, this is really, really slippery. This is pure ice. I'm gonna show you just so you can get an idea. This is pure ice. Hopefully that came out on camera. So we'll come back to this road with the Blizzaks and see how much different they are. I imagine they will be much, much better. I'm gonna touch the brakes again. We are sliding. It's gonna turn, this is a dead end, so it's gonna turn to more snow. There's not as much traffic here. All right, let's try the brakes again. Much more grip on the snow. It's 22 degrees Fahrenheit right now. We're climbing up a pretty steep hill. This is a hairpin turn. I'm understeering on throttle. Little drift there. So understeer into oversteer on throttle on that corner. Traction control is off, just so we can see how the tires behave. Okay, we're doing 25 miles an hour, hard on the brakes. It is an okay snow tire, but it is not an okay ice tire. Full throttle. Let's try 35 again. We're gonna slow down, soft on the brakes. ABS only kicked in for a second there. That was much better. So as a snow tire, this is very good. It's not as good as a winter, I'd say. And as an ice tire, it's pretty unacceptable. You should not buy this as an ice tire. I just took the first Firestone Destination tire off the car, and I wanted to show you them close up. So this is the Firestone Destination AT2, and this tire was just installed a couple months ago. The date code on it is 16th week of 2024. So that tire was made this year. It is November of 2024 right now. And this tire, the Blizzak DMV2, the date code is the 39th week of 2023. The Firestone Destination AT2 is a 225/60/18. It's on the 18-inch wheels that came on this car from the factory. Okay. This snow tire, this Blizzak DMV2, is on a 17-inch 2023 Outback wheel, the base model Outback. And this tire size is 225/65/17. So they're the same tread width, 225 millimeters across, but they're an inch smaller. The wheel size is an inch smaller. So what we lose in wheel, we gain in tire sidewall. 225/60/18, 225/65/17. And I believe they're the exact same diameter. They are exactly the same size, so no difference on the speedo. All you got was more sidewall, which is what I prefer for the winter. I believe if you go on Tire Rack, this will be a recommended size for the Outback. We are now back out on the road with the Bridgestone Blizzak DMV2 in 225/65/17. It is still 22 degrees outside. So we're doing 45 miles an hour right now. Let's hit the brakes. That is so much better. Hopefully that comes through on camera, how much shorter that was and how much stronger. Like I felt more stopping G-forces. Like yes, the ABS kicked in, and that was from 10 miles an hour faster. We're back on that more snowy road, less icy. Still 22 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm just gonna floor it. No wheel spin. Traction control is off and there was no wheel spin. All right, we're doing 40 miles an hour and I'm gonna slam on the brakes as hard as I can. Ready? That is a lot shorter of a stopping distance than the other tires. The other tires, we were doing that same test from 35 miles an hour and it just did that from 40. Much better. We slid on this turn before. Not this time. I was a little heavy-footed on the gas right there and no slip at all. If you're seeing this kind of ice that I'm on right now, or if I step on the brakes, I'm sliding, then you need a dedicated winter tire, maybe even a studded tire. A lot of the 4x4s around here, Tacomas, Jeeps, 4Runners, Outbacks, all sorts of 4x4s, big pickup trucks run studded tires. It's legal to run them here and people do it for this type of situation. I mean, I'm actually impressed with this Blizzak DMV2 braking power on this ice, but I do know a studded tire would be better. It still is impressive. I mean, I can feel it in the wheel. Like I can, the car can turn, right? I can change direction. Traction control's off, I'm on the gas and I'm, kind of turning the wheel pretty aggressively. So this is a less driven road. This is more of a snowy surface than it is an icy surface. There still is ice underneath, don't get me wrong, but it is not that, shiny ice surface that we saw back there. Use my gears to slow down. The less you can touch your brakes in the snow and the ice, the better. Use your transmission and engine braking to slow yourself down. That guy did not get over at all. I am pointed up a steep hill and traction control is off, and I'm just gonna go. I mean, that felt like I was on asphalt. That felt totally normal. I'm gonna give it too much gas, see what happens. Acceleration happens, really not any wheel spin at all. We're doing 32 around this sharp corner. This is where I understeered before. This is the snowbank I almost went into before on throttle. I mean, it's holding the road much better. We're gonna give it a bunch of gas around this hairpin. Try to get it to slide. It won't do it. I drive on winter tires more months out of the year than I drive on summer tires. And this was a cool test for me to do, driving them back to back like that on the same roads, in the same conditions, in the same temperature, you know, within 40 minutes of each other. In my head, I know how much better winter tires are. You know, I'll die on that hill of the, you know, dedicated winter tires. But actually going out and doing a back-to-back comparison really just hammers home the point of how much more grip and control you have with a dedicated winter tire like the Blizzak WS90 or the DMV2 or the Michelin X-Ice Snow or the Bridgestone, what is it, the Quad Track Pros. Bridgestone is a fantastic tire. They do really well in the wet and the slush. So if you see a lot of you know, wet, slushy weather more than frozen ice, look at Bridgestone. All right, 30 miles an hour down a steep hill. I'm gonna go soft on the brakes. Yeah, I'm gonna try to turn. I can avoid. That's good. We're gonna slow down now because the corner is coming up. But when I step on the brakes, the car stops. That wasn't a, you know, shove the brake pedal into the floor as hard as I can. That was a consistent, firm pressure, controlled stop. The thing about winter tires is not, you know, how fast you can accelerate and can you get up this hill. It's can you stop in time? Can you step on the brakes and stop the way you want to? If something jumps out in the middle of the road, you know, the moose test, can you swerve? Can you swerve while braking? Can you avoid the car that's coming at you over the double yellow? Because in one sense, winter tires are black and white. It's below a certain temperature, 45 degrees or so. The rubber compounds work better. Yes, you need winter tires, blanket statement, full stop. In other senses, you know, be realistic. Can you store a second set of tires? Are you on a budget? Is money an issue? All that kind of stuff. If you don't pull out of your driveway every day and see ice like this that I'm on right now, and the amount of snow that we get here, maybe the Firestone Destination AT2s or a similar tire like it can get you through the whole year. The Michelin Cross Climates are an excellent all-season tire that do really, really well in the wet, and they also are pretty good in the snow. I think they're very good in the snow, but they're not an ice tire. It's really a highly personalized thing for your situation, for your environment. You got to make the call yourself. In my area, winter tires are not optional. If you want to be out on the roadways basically at all for 6 or 7 months out of the year, you have to have winter tires. If you don't, you're taking a huge risk, and honestly, I think it's only a matter of time before you have an accident. And it may not be you that causes the accident. It may be somebody else, and you can't avoid them. You can't swerve out of the way or stop in time. But I mean, look at that snow machine. That's how much snow we get here. That somebody has that in their driveway. All right, we're doing 40. Let's go to 45. Hard on the brakes. I mean, that was fantastic. That's like a normal tire on a normal road, which is exactly what winter tires do. It makes the surface feel like it's a normal driving surface, to an extent. Just to summarize, the winter tire performs way, way better in the snow and on this ice than the Firestone Destination AT2, and I can confidently say it performs better than any other, you know, all-terrain, street-oriented all-terrain, like the BF Goodrich Trail Terrain. The winter tire is just superior in all aspects of winter driving. There's no doubt about it. Hi, dogs. You guys like tires? In my head, I know how much better winter tires are. You know, I'll die on that hill of the, you know, dedicated winter tires. But actually going out and doing a back-to-back comparison really just hammers home the point of how much more grip and control you have with a dedicated winter tire.